Corvallis Knights. Coming up next, a conversation with Peyton Miller, who has been hot, had a big three-hit game and was our Washington Park Advisors player of the game 2 nights ago here against Ridgefield, part of the three-game sweep of the Ridgefield Raptors culminating last night in Ridgefield. Peyton Miller is playing very well. We'll come back in 90 seconds. Let's come back in 90, a conversation with Peyton Miller out of Gonzaga and Thousand Oaks High School and University of the Pacific. That's next after this 90-second break on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Back at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights and Portland Pickles begin a series, another beautiful evening for baseball, and an opportunity to visit for the first time in a pregame show with Peyton Miller, infielder for Gonzaga, but whose story began in Southern California, kind of proceeded north to Stockton, now Spokane, here in Corvallis. Peyton, it's a journey that's taken from your roots in the Southland. What's it been like to this point? Are you enjoying your life in baseball?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I've just kind of been around the ball game for a while now. I had an older brother and got to watch him for pretty much my whole childhood. Kind of got to learn a lot from him, and then just kept going on.
Thousand Oaks High School. When I see the name, Tyler Smith played at Oregon State, then went on to play in the big leagues. Is that a name known to you and other Thousand Oakers?
Yeah, that actually is true. At Thousand Oaks, we have a lot of MLB alum, and in right field we have names of everyone that's been in the MLB. So I've seen his name quite a bit.
Have you ever met him? I mean, does he ever come
Yeah,
back to work
actually.
with you at all and work with guys?
Yeah, he came back for alumni game one year,
Okay.
and so I got to see him.
Do you have a favorite person on that Thousand Oaks alumni board in right field,
Gosh, I mean,
or somebody that I think fans might know?
Jack Wilson, he played 12 years in the bigs, mainly with the Pirates. He was my high school coach, so I got to learn a lot from him. So that's one of the big leaguers from there.
Is that the town you grew up in then, the
Yeah,
city of
yeah.
Thousand Oaks?
Been there my whole life.
Okay. And did you grow up a fan of the Southland teams, the Dodgers, the Angels, Lakers? I mean, who did you grow up liking?
Yeah, totally. I've just been a Dodgers fan my whole life. I had a few years where I was consecutively going to playoff games for them, so just been a diehard Dodger fan.
Peyton Miller, my guest. What about the journey then out of high school to Pacific, University of the Pacific? How did that opportunity come about? You had a really big year there, your first year.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. Just kind of got lucky. The head coach of Pacific went to one of my high school practices and saw me practice, and he was actually there to watch one of my teammates. And he saw me practice, and he just liked what he saw. And next thing just led to an offer, and then went there my freshman year. Obviously had a pretty solid year there, and decided to kind of look elsewhere. We had a tough season, but I knew I could have a future in baseball, and so I wanted to try to find somewhere where I could keep improving. And so Gonzaga was just one of the schools that reached out. It was a perfect fit.
Gonzaga's a tremendous place and program, no doubt. Even for you guys, this past year wasn't up to the usual standards of what Gonzaga baseball is. What was the season like to go through?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, a lot of ups and downs, but one thing that was really nice is we got to play a lot of very good talent, good competition. We got to go out to Vanderbilt this year, which, obviously, like growing up, that's college baseball for me, and so it's pretty surreal getting to play against them. And we had a really good start to our conference schedule, and then towards the back end, we kind of struggled a little bit, but I mean, we're returning pretty much our whole team, so we have a really good shot to be really solid this year.
You remember the Oregon State series much and watching Travis Pisano a little bit at work.
Yeah, no, it was definitely crazy. He took one of our pitchers like almost over the batter's eye, and it was just kind of funny because I was actually next to one of my teammates, and he had a hitting streak at the time, but before that at bat, he was 0 for, and one of my teammates was like, "Gosh, there goes his hit streak," and I was like, "Oh gosh, dude, why did you say that? Like he's gonna get a hit right here." And sure enough, next pitch almost clears the batter's eye, and I look at him, I'm just like laughing, like, "Oh shoot, like that's why he said it." So.
Yeah, and that's, who he is and why he went 1-1. But I think what you're saying is your experiences at Gonzaga gave you the opportunity at Vandy to play Travis, to play teams like that. You'll have the Oregon State again, I'm sure, next year too. Your own game, Peyton, it looked like from a numbers standpoint, maybe not as good as they had been at Pacific. What did you feel some things going on and things then you've been working on this summer to get back on track, so to speak, with the numbers offensively?
Yeah, totally. Obviously I had a pretty solid start to the summer and then hit a little rough patch. It's kind of funny. Sam Stem, who's another Knight from last year, he's a real close friend of mine at Gonzaga. And I was talking with him the other day. It was actually right before I had the really good performance, and he was just like, "Dude, you're a great ball player, and just play your game. Don't try to be someone that you're not." And we're just playing with a lot of these big guys. Like sometimes you try to elevate a little bit more than you really need to. And my game's just singles and get on base and play solid D. So just kind of took that into the game against the Ridgefield Raptors, and had a really solid game.
You did. It was fun to watch that, and you ended the game. I thought it was appropriate. You made a tough play to your right to end it. You'd been doing everything else on the field that game. So, Peyton, tell me a little bit just about what you feel like's coming around for you here now. Sam's advice sounds like you've heeded it, but just the whole summer and the arc of the summer for you, what's it been like?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's honestly just getting back to playing a kid's game and just having fun. I mean, that's pretty much all summer ball is. It's just kind of being with the guys and just kind of getting the love for the game back, and just kind of playing loose and just having fun.
Have you enjoyed Corvallis in terms of summering here? Have you floated the river? I think you have. I thought I saw you there on it one day. But do you like our town?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of things to do. A few of the team, we've gone down to like a waterfall, and we've gone, floating the river, of course. And yeah, I mean, it's just really nice. I mean, we don't get a lot of off days, but when we do, we definitely take advantage of it.
Final thing with Peyton Miller, and that is, you guys, you come to summer, you want to kind of revive a love for the game, but it also, every one of you is very competitive. You wouldn't be at this level if you weren't, and that competition spills over sometimes into some on-field, talking with the other team or whatever. The bench is clear and bend. No punches thrown, but bench is clear. How competitive is this level of baseball, and how deep are you guys into wanting to win another championship?
Oh yeah, no, I mean we definitely don't want to be the first team to let the streak go. That's what everybody keeps saying, but yeah, I mean everyone's competitive. I mean we're at our level for a reason, and we're all just kind of here to get better and keep pushing each other. I mean even when guys aren't playing, like we're still trying to find ways. Like Thomas has a game at third base with Case that he tries to play in pregame and just try to just keep beating someone. Whatever we can do.
I said final thing, but I also remember now reading about you. You said, fun fact, I think in your Gonzaga bio, you have a twin sister. So what's her name? What's she up to right now?
Her name's Sydney Miller. She actually goes to Oregon State. Yep. Actually, right now, she's in Africa, and she's studying wildlife out there. Yeah, she's studying abroad for the summer. And yeah, she's just having a blast here at Oregon.
Well, that sounds very admirable. It's too bad, I mean, that you're spending your summer in Corvallis and she isn't. Yeah. But is she enjoying her life here, though, at Oregon State?
Oh, yeah, totally. She's told me a lot of great stories, and she loves it.
Okay. Peyton, it's great to have you part of the Knights this summer. It's been fun to watch you play. Thanks for taking time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, totally. Thank you.
Peyton Miller, my guest. He was an enjoyable conversation with the middle infielder. We're going to keep things right here on a 78-degree breezy night and get the starting lineups for both teams, the Corvallis Knights and the Portland Pickles, the visiting Pickles coming in, leading the South Division in the second half. They're 31-11 overall. The Knights are 32-10, so just one game separating for the best overall record in the league. In the second half, the Pickles are 14-3. They are now the hottest team in the league, having won 5 straight. Ridgefield losing all 3 games to the Knights at 13-3. The Knights starting the night at 10-5, tied with Bend, chasing Portland and Ridgefield. Tyner Horn ready to go in the first pitch on this pleasant Friday evening in the Mid-Valley is a fastball high and inside, ball 1. Did I say Friday? I don't even know what day it is. The problem is the days blend together after a while. The 1-0 pitch, fastball misses again, ball 2, 2-0. It is Friday. I thought so. Didn't feel like life was that chaotic to forget what day it is. The 2-0 fastball, a strike. And the count 2-1. The home plate umpire Elijah Bester, Riley Keller on the bases. Tyler Harries leading things off. Ty Horn ready to go, and the 2-1 breaking ball is in there for strike 2. Good stuff. Tyler Harries, the second baseman, in the leadoff spot. Tanner Griffith on deck in right field. The quick working Horn delivers. Breaking ball grounded to short. Ty Yukamoto fields and throws to first to Quinn Dufort in time, and we are underway on a 6-3 ground out. Yukamoto to Dufort. The 3-hole hitter for the Portland Pickles in game 1 of this 3-game series, Alex Govea. Batting cleanup in center field will be Dalton Mayshore. 1 out, nobody on. Tanner Griffith, left-handed hitter, steps in, swings at the first pitch, and hits it foul to the left and out of play. Batting 5th, the designated hitter, Riley McCarthy. Tony Otis hitting 6th in left field. Kevin Ferguson batting 7th at first base. Horn delivers a little bit low to even the count at 1-1. Connor Stewart batting 8th and catching for the Pickles. Jack Mecho batting 9th at shortstop. Dylan Smith gets the start. Fastball up and away from Tyner. Ball 2, 2-1. Dylan, a 6'2", 240-pound right-hander out of the University of Northern Colorado. 2 balls and a strike to Tanner Griffith. Ty Horn ready. The righty delivers. Breaking ball pulled foul outside of first. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tanner Griffith having a big summer. He's at .305 with a homer. 20 runs batted in, and trouble when on the base paths. 18 steals. And Tyner Horn runs the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. If Griffith gets on, look out. Horn trying to pitch to contact if necessary, and does. A ground ball to short. Yukamoto backhands and throws a strike over to Quinn Dufort. 2 down in the top of the first inning. Alex Govea will be the hitter for the Portland Pickles. For the Knights defensively, a battery of Ty Horn and Luke Lavin. With Quinn Dufort at first, Thomas Ferraggiaro at second, Ty Yukamoto at short, Kevin Takeuchi at third. In the outfield, Houston Wheeler in left, Blake Wilson in center, and Kaysen Consarina in right. First pitch breaking ball from Ty Horn in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Ty making his 8th appearance and 6th start. Comes back with another breaking ball that misses. 23 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 4 earned runs, a record of 1-0 with a save, an ERA of 1.52 in his 23 2/3. Ground ball to the right of the mound. This one to the Knights' second baseman, fielded cleanly by Ferraggiaro. He flips to first, and a nice job by Ty Horn, inducing 3 ground balls, 2 to Yukamoto and 2 to Ty's keystone partner, Thomas Ferraggiaro. A 1-2-3 frame for Tyner Horn. We go to the bottom of the first. Back in 2 minutes. We'll get caught up on some business now. Come back in 2 for the Knights lineup and first pitch from Dylan Smith. The Pickles failed to score after half an inning on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the first inning, big right-hander Dylan Smith goes to work on the Knights' leadoff hitter Thomas Ferragamo. Chopper by the mound, charged by Tyler Harries, who makes a nice play and throws out Thomas Ferragamo on the first pitch delivered by right-hander Dylan Smith. One pitch, one gone in the bottom of the first inning after the Pickles were retired in order. Tai Yukamoto, the hitter. Tai swings at the first pitch. A line drive at second baseman Tyler Harries. 2 down. Hey guys, turn me down just a little bit, please. I can hear myself quite loudly. I was barely hearing you, but I felt like I was overmodulating there a little bit. Trying to make some adjustments on the fly here from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 2 pitches, 2 down. Blake Wilson will almost certainly take this first pitch, and he does, and it's a breaking ball from Dylan Smith a bit high and inside. Ferragamo leading off at second. Tai Yukamoto in the 2-hole at short. Blake playing center field in the 3-hole. Brandon Cabrera on deck, the DH. Kevin Takeuchi batting 5th at third. Breaking ball for a strike, and the count 1-1. Quinn Dufort hitting 6th at first base. Kaysen Concerina batting 7th and right. Luke Lavin hitting 8th and catching. Houston Wheeler batting 9th and left. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Fastball from Dylan, and the count 1-2. The Portland Pickles, second to the Knights in team ERA. The Knights lead at 2.70. The Pickles at 2.76. The only 2 clubs in the 16-team league under 3. Dylan delivers and misses down and away. And the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Or 2-2, pardon me. The 2-2 pitch is a jam job hit foul over on the bounce. The head of Knights first base coach Ed Nags. The skipper Brooke Knight over at third. Dylan making his 8th appearance and 7th start. The right-hander to the plate. The 2-2 pitch, a ground ball back up the middle into center field. Base hit. A 2-out single for Blake Wilson. Dalton Mayshore gets the baseball back in. And that will bring to the plate the Knights cleanup hitter, Brandon Cabrera. Blake Wilson with the 2-out single, continuing his strong summer. Blake starting the night at 301. Brandon Cabrera has hit home runs in the last 2 weekends. A 3-run home run last night in Ridgefield, a 3-run home run last Friday night here against the Bend Elks. A throw to first and Blake back. Dylan Smith from the stretch, no score in the bottom of the first. Another throw over. This time Blake back on his hands and knees. Blake is also a threat on the bases. 12 for 14 in stolen bases. The Knights have stolen 90 bags. The Pickles 99. Fastball fouled straight back. The count 0-1 to Brandon, stepping in at 303. 2 homers, 27 runs batted in. Kevin Takeuchi on deck, who pounded 2 home runs against the Pickles in the first series between the 2 clubs back in June. No balls and a strike. A throw to first, a close play, and Blake Wilson just did get back. Good quick move, and it did appear as though Blake was leaning just a bit. Dylan Smith, another throw over, and again Blake back. In 28 innings, has allowed 26 hits, walked only 6, got a little George Kirby in him. 23 strikeouts, a record of 1-0, an ERA of 2.25. Comes to the plate, and the fastball bends Brandon Cabrera back off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cabrera with Kevin Takeuchi on deck. The Knights coming off a 3-game sweep of the hottest team in the league. Now they're trying to cool off the Portland Pickles. The Pickles and Knights separated by just 1 game. A very important series thus in terms of claiming best overall record for home field advantage in the event of a 1-game playoff perhaps. Wilson goes. The pitch is high and inside. The throw to second, not in time. The ball came in and out of the mitt of Jack Metcho, the shortstop. And Blake Wilson gets the stolen base. And for Blake, he's 13 of 15. And with that stolen base, a $30 contribution made by Pape Material Handling and the Corvallis Knights to Community Outreach, Inc. A 2-out single, a steal of second, a runner in scoring position. The pitch to Cabrera, however, produces a ground ball to second. Tyler Harris fields and throws to first, and the Knights are gone. No runs ahead, a man left at the end of one. The Pickles nothing, the Knights nothing. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
No score to the top of the second inning. Dalton Mayshore will lead things off for the Portland Pickles against Tyner Horn. Tyner's first pitch, a breaking ball strike. The 0-1 fastball hit foul towards Urchin Alley. No balls and 2 strikes to Dalton Mayshore. Urchin Alley, I'm not sure that would be a reference that Mark Magdaleno, the fine head coach for the Portland Pickles, would recognize, but he would recognize many phrases from the baseball lexicon through the years. I visited with Coach briefly before the game and did not know until tonight that he taught a baseball history class at Ventura College as well as Buena High School in Southern California. There goes the bat on a strike 2 pitch, swung out and missed. For strike 3, the bat goes pinwheeling above the Knights dugout into the netting above that dugout. Mayshore strikes out to open the second, 1 away, and Riley McCarthy, the designated hitter, will be the batter. When I reference Urchin Alley, I'm thinking of the romantic days of Lucky Beaver Stadium and Vaughn Street and the Knothole Gang. And a Knothole Gang would be a phrase that Coach Magdaleno would doubtless have come across in preparing his lectures and material for teaching the history of baseball. Riley McCarthy takes down and away from Tyner Horn. The 1-0 fastball, knee high for a strike. 1-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on, no score in the second. I suggested that to Mags that he revive the class at Clark College, where he's the head coach. The 1-1 breaking ball in there, and the count 1-2 to Riley McCarthy. That would be a very enjoyable class. And he said the history of baseball intersecting with the history of our country, and some big moments where the two indeed have intertwined over the years. Wartime baseball, the integration of baseball, the 2001 World Series. I mean, there's a lot of things where baseball is indeed central to the American experience. Ground ball to short. Tai Yukamoto moves to his left, fields and throws to first. That's 3 chances and assists for Tai. 2 down, nobody on in the top of the second. Riley McCarthy bounding out. Riley out of the University of Portland and Vancouver High, near to where we were last night, just across the river in Mountain View High School. Tony Otis, the batter. Tony out of the University of the Pacific, as was our pregame show guest for a season, Peyton Miller. Tony takes a breaking ball from Tyner Horn out of the University of Nebraska. Down and away, ball one. 2 down, nobody on. No score in the second. Fastball down the middle for a strike. Otis out of Las Vegas's Spring Valley High School had a big year in Stockton this past spring. Starting 37 games, playing in 50. Fastball in there from Tyner Horn, 1-2 the count. He scored 22 runs, had 14 doubles, 7 stolen bases. 1-2, 2 down. Tyner to the plate. Fastball in there. Strike 3 called to retire the side. Tyner Horn has faced 6, retired 6. We're through 1.5. The Pickles nothing and the Knights nothing. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the second inning, no score. The Knights and the Portland Pickles beginning a 3-game series. 6:35 tomorrow night, Lil King bobblehead night. The first 500 fans will get a bobblehead of Lil King, who's 400 games and counting as the Knights' second mascot behind Mac the Knight. First pitch here in the bottom of the second inning to Kevin Takeuchi, who wore the Pickles out in June. More of the same. Swung on, a base hit to left field. The Knights get their leadoff man aboard, Quinn Dufort, the batter. Takeuchi hit a grand slam in Game 1 against the Pickles at Walker Stadium at Lentz Park. The Knights swept that 3-game series. Kevin Takeuchi had 7 runs batted in that series, homered in the first 2 games. Quinn Dufort pounds the first pitch foul off his front foot. No balls and 1 strike to Quinn. Bottom of the second inning, no score. A leadoff single for Kevin Takeuchi. Kevin, the Knights' leading hitter at 347. A conservative lead. Dylan Smith's off-speed pitch is in the turf, and the count 1-1. Kevin at 347, 3 homers, 2 of them against these Pickles up north, and a league-leading 38 runs batted in at 347, third in the West Coast League in hitting. He draws a throw and goes back standing up. Kevin 6 for 8 in stolen bases. Quinn Dufort standing in as the Knights' second leading hitter at 344. He shows bunt, pulls the bat back on a breaking ball from Dylan Smith, down and in. Coach Knight goes through the signs. Quinn Dufort looking on, a pride of Ida B. Wells High School, Nee Wilson High School, and part of Gunderson Baseball, a Portland Pilot commit. The left-hand hitter waits and watches with Dylan Smith throwing over to first. Kevin Takeuchi back to the bag. Good action count here for Brook Knight, and he loves action plays. 2 balls and a strike. Takeuchi doesn't go. Wilson takes Dufort, I should say, takes just outside. Ball 3, 3-1. Time was that Wilson would have worked, not simply because of the name change, but I remember Derek Anderson around here in his outstanding quarterback era was known as Scappoose because of where he went to high school in his hometown. The 3-1 pitch, missing high and away for ball 4. He'll be part of the Hall of Fame class, will Derek, this fall. We're close. Next week, Trent Bray's first camp as head coach opens. The season opens August 31st. Across the way against Idaho State, the first of 7 home games in one of the more intriguing, challenging seasons in the history of Oregon State football coming. Dufort drawing the walk. Kaysen Concerina, the batter, bunts and protectively bunts it foul. The pitch coming up and in with Concerina squaring. No balls and a strike to Kaysen as the talented Concerina and other players climb the ladder in professional baseball, and some of them we certainly hope and believe to the major leagues. They may never have a time in their level of playing ball where they're asked to bunt again. But here, the last time I bunted, it was for Brook Knight in the West Coast League. Everybody in the lineup gets asked to every once in a while, and I love it. A throw to second base, Kevin Takeuchi back. Kevin at second, Dufort at first. Concerina squares and gets down a great bunt. Dylan Smith, bare hands, throws to first, throws it over the first baseman Ferguson's head. The second baseman Tanner Griffiths backing it up and catches the ball in foul territory. But it's a bunt single for Kaysen Concerina. He was up there to sacrifice, but he put the bunt in such a good spot that Dylan Smith, though getting to the ball in pretty good shape, not able to throw out Kaysen. The bases are loaded, nobody out for Luke Lavin. Excellent job by Concerina, moving the runners and getting a board on his own. Luke takes a fastball on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Luke at .216 with 12 runs batted in. The infield a double play depth. The strike one pitch, Luke goes after. A fastball down and in. And doesn't get it. 0-2 the count. Tyler Harry's the second baseman, one of the bigger ones I've seen here at Goss. He's 6'1", 200, a second baseman. That is indeed large for a second sacker, and he looks it. Reminds me of Brooks Lee moving around at shortstop on the other side of the diamond for the Knights in 2019. The strike two pitch to Dufort missing high. Dylan Smith back to the plate. Dufort pulls the breaking ball foul past Coach Nags. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luke. No score in the bottom of the second. Takeuchi at third, Dufort at second, Concerina at first. Nobody out. Dylan rocks and comes to the plate. The changeup misses high. Ball 2. 2-2. Houston Wheeler on deck. 6:35 tomorrow night. Lil King bobblehead night. Sunday, 5:05 back here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 2-2 pitch to Luke. Misses for ball 3. 3-2. The Knights with an excellent opportunity to get on the board first. With the sacks full, 3-2 to Luke Lavin, who swings and misses. Strike 3. 1 away. Big strikeout on the off-speed pitch from Dylan Smith. Houston Wheeler, the batter, with the double play in order, but Houston can fly. Very tough man to double up. Lil King bobblehead night tomorrow, Sunday at 5:05, the series finale. Baseball bingo night. You can get your bingo card at the game for just $2 and play bingo and win lots of prizes. Houston takes a fastball inside, ball 1, 1-0. And a reminder that we've got a big fireworks show coming up a week from tomorrow on August 3rd. Tickets are going fast. Pioneer Connect and Samaritan Health Services have teamed up to help us close the regular season at home at Goss with a bang and a fireworks celebration on August 3rd. Make sure you don't miss out. The 1-0 pitch to Houston misses for ball 2. Bases loaded, 1 out, no score. The 2-0 pitch, Houston swings and misses. 2 balls and a strike to Wheeler, standing in at 171. Houston with 3 runs batted in, 8 walks drawn. He swings and taps one foul above his own dugout. And the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes with Dylan Smith trying to work his way out of some trouble. Base hit, walk, bunt, single, bases loaded, nobody out. Now bases loaded and 1 out with a 2-2 pitch coming to Houston Wheeler. A line drive, base hit to right field. Takeuchi scores. Quinn Dufort will be held at third. Tanner Griffiths gets the ball back in. Houston Wheeler, one of his better swings of the summer. A line drive, base hit to right, and the Knights lead it 1-0. Nice job by Houston. He has played intermittently, hasn't necessarily settled into a groove, has not been an everyday guy. That makes it a little bit harder, but he's conscientious. He wants to learn. And playing in his 19th game this summer, he gets a big base hit to right to give the Knights the initial lead in this one. Thomas Ferraggiaro, the hitter. Thomas takes low and inside from Dylan Smith. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1-0. A squeeze is on, and the runner at second thought that it was a suicide squeeze, and now a throw goes into center field. Quinn Dufort will score. Rounding third is Kaysen Concerina. He will score. He thought that a suicide squeeze was on. It was a safety squeeze. Ferraggiaro took high, and then Concerina just kind of lingered between second and third, drew the throw from Connor Stewart. Stewart threw it into center field, and the Knights lead it 3-0. That worked out better than I'm sure Kaysen and others had expected it to. Not a suicide, but a safety, but Kaysen read it as suicide, so he was off and running full speed to third. When the pitch was taken high, he headed back to second, but not necessarily at full speed. Was perhaps hoping to draw a throw and maybe get a rundown of some sort going. A fly ball to left field. Tony Otis fights the sun, but stays with it to make the catch for out number 2 on the fly ball from Thomas Ferraggiaro. Tai Yukamoto, who lined out last inning, will come to the plate. Kaysen did a nice job in that sense by drawing the throw. I think he might have been able to make it back. He was just kind of stealthily moving back towards second and was ready to burst back and dive back if necessary. Connor Stewart threw the ball to center fielder Dalton Mayshore, enabling Dufort to score, and Concerina came right behind him to do the same. 3-0 Knights in the second. Yukamoto hits one foul towards the TNT Builders party deck down the left field line. No balls and a strike. Houston Wheeler at second with 2 down. Yukamoto takes a fastball high and away. 1-1 the count. I caught a little bit on the MLB Network. I don't see many Major League Baseball games, but the Mets and Braves today at Citi Field, and the announcers were talking about a play from the night before in which they thought the suicide squeeze might be on. And I thought, wait, what level are we talking about here? Turned out it wasn't on, although Houston Wheeler had said, I'm going to, not Houston Wheeler, Jared Kelnick told the runner, I'm going to squeeze at some point on this during this at-bat. The 2-1 changeup, Yukamoto hits it high and deep to right. Tanner Griffiths, though, moves over to make the catch and retire the side. The upshot of all of that was Kelnick himself called for a squeeze, and the runner from third just kind of guessed that I think he's going to squeeze on this play. The manager did not put it on. Kelnick called for it on his own and told the runner that he was going to do it, and they just kind of guessed at it. The pitcher made a great pitch, knocking the bat out of Kelnick's hand. They threw high and inside and got a runner tagged out at the plate. The upshot, though, from the announcer, I don't know who it was for the Mets, said that tells you when you're going bad, when hitters, and the Braves are going bad, when players start taking matters in their own hands and making their own calls. The Knights get 3 and lead it 3-0 as we go to the third, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Subscribe to the Gazette Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition.
Three to nothing Knights, top of the third inning. Sunny, breezy Friday night in Corvallis. Tyner Horn has worked ahead of Kevin Ferguson, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch to the Pickles first baseman, foul back. Kevin from the University of Hawaii. Second year with the Pickles out of Battleground High School, from Battleground to Oahu. It's a major change in time and climb, and I hope a great experience for Kevin. 2 beautiful parts of the world, but quite different. Strike 2 pitch from Tyner, missing down and in. The 1-2 slider taken, strike 3 called. Kevin Ferguson was starting to exit stage right before home plate umpire Elijah Bester had even rung him up. Excellent pitch by Ty Horn. Ty has struck out 3 of the last 4 Pickles hitters, and with 1 away, Connor Stewart, the batter. Right-hand hitting catcher. Horn delivers a breaking ball in there for a strike. Connor out of Cal State Northridge. Growing up in a different part of the world, Clinton, Ohio, Wadsworth High School, and then went west for college. Fastball fisted in the air, back to Horn, who makes the catch and then kind of falls back on his haunches right behind the rubber. Not as though the ball was smoked a la McDougal against Herbie back in the late 50s, but you never quite know. It's a little bit of almost an optical illusion. You think that ball's coming at you hard. It was coming back real slow, kind of a changeup off the bat. And Ty Horn did a good job to read it, catch it, fall down, hang on. 2 down, nobody on. Jack Mecho, the hitter. Breaking ball high, ball 1, 1-0. Connor Stewart, who began at San Diego City College, moving up north to Cal State Northridge, played in this ballpark earlier this spring. He takes inside in the count 1-1 when the Matadors took on the Beavers in early March. The weather wasn't quite as nice then. The 1-1 pitch, missing down, ball 2. Josh Warden and Jim Wilson were still calling the games. I think I came to one of them and shivered with the rest of you. The 2-1 pitch, fastball a little low, ball 3. 3-1 to Jack Mecho. Tyner's retired the first 8 Portland Pickles hitters. He's 3-1 on the University of the Pacific shortstop. Tyner's 3-1 breaking ball, swung on and missed in the count 3-2. Jack went to Rodriguez High School in Fairfield, California. Had a really good year with the Tigers this past spring at the University of the Pacific. Led the team in runs, walks, triples, at-bats, and draws a walk here. That's his mojo. He gets on base. The first base runner of the evening for the Pickles, drawing ball 4 with 2 outs. And that brings Tyler Harries to the plate. Harries out of the University of San Francisco. Went to Decatur High School in Federal Way up north. Began his career at Centralia College. Mecho held on at first by Quinn Dufort. The first base runner for Portland gets his lead. Ty Horn to the plate. Fastball down and away. Ball 1, 1-0. 3-0 Knights in the top of the third. Amanda Knight is making her way up towards yours truly's press area, which is adjacent to the McGrath family press box. Kind of an early call. Amanda was in Ridgefield last night, as was I. We never crossed paths in Ridgefield in a big night for the Knights, a 12-3 win. Fastball chop foul in front of the Corvallis Knights dugout, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Amanda seeing if I needed something for dinner, and the answer to that is almost always yes. She's going to head down to the right field corner of the TNT Builders party deck, and I think find her way to one of the delicious hot dogs from down there. A throw to first base, Metcho back. 3-0 Knights in the 3rd. Metcho goes, the pitch is high. Lavin's throw gets through Ferragamo and into center field. Ferragamo started to receive the throw and swipe the tag before he'd actually secured the baseball. Thomas kind of pats his own chest as if to say, my bad, because I do think Lavin's throw was in time. It was slightly to the third base side of the bag. Ferragamo had to go into kind of a catch and then pull back action and didn't have the ball secured. Metcho, the stolen base. The 2-1 breaking ball to Tyler Harries, who grounded to short to open the game, is in there for a strike. 2-2 the count. Jack Metcho drawing the 2-out walk, a 151 hitter, but does a good job to draw freebies and run the bases. The 2-2 pitch is in the turf, swung on and missed for strike 3. The ball picked up by Lavin, throws down to first baseman Quinn Duport to complete the strikeout and retire the side. Excellent work for Tyner Horn thus far. We're through 2.5. The Knights 3 and the Pickles nothing on the Knights live stream back in 90 on Joe Radio. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 3-0 Knights. Leading things off for Corvallis against Portland Pickles right-hander Dylan Smith. Blake Wilson. Blake shows bunt and takes in the turf for ball 1. The director of Beyond Football for Oregon State, Hall of Fame kicker Alexis Cerna, being led up into the McGrath family press box to the left for some reason. Maybe one of his kids will be the Benton County Credit Union's junior announcer. We'll see. The pitch to Blake Wilson misses for ball 2, 2-1. Blake singled to center field in the first and stole a base. The 2-1 pitch, he goes after a high fastball and lifts it foul back of the plate. That evens the count at 2-2. Dylan Smith and Connor Stewart, the battery for the Pickles. Kevin Ferguson at first, Tyler Harries at second, Jack Metcho at short, Alex Govea at third, Tony Otis in left, Alton Mayshore in center, Tanner Griffiths in right. The 2-2 pitch just outside to Blake for ball 3, 3-2. 330 down both lines at beautiful Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 365 to the alleys, 400 feet to straightaway center in America's oldest ballpark in continuous use. A ground ball wide of third. Govea to his left. Fields off the turf, spins around, gets up, and throws out Wilson. Nice play. One away, and Brandon Cabrera, who grounded to second in the first, will be the hitter. Thank you very much, Amanda. I'm told, thank you very much. I'm told that Amanda's a fellow Australian, our own Travis Bazana, and I can say our own in a number of proprietary ways. Our own former Corvallis Knight, our own former Oregon State Beaver, now a professional in the Guardians organization, picked up his first RBI today as a pro. At the high A level in the Guardians organization, Ben Crockett telling me as Cabrera takes strike two from Dylan Smith. 0-2, 1 out, nobody on. The strike two fastball just outside, 1-2 the count, 3-0 Knights in the third. That Travis chose as his uniform number in the Guardians high A level, 1-1-11. Check swing tapper slowly to short. Metro bare hands, throws to first, not in time. Nice try by Metro. Made it closer than I thought he was going to. But Cabrera runs well and is able to get the infield single. A scratch base hit with 1 out. Kevin Takeuchi having just a tremendous summer. When you think about Kevin leading the Knights at 347, and then think about Travis Bazana and what he did here 3 years ago, hitting 429 for the summer. It boggles the mind to think about that young man's career, and just so proud and excited for him beginning the professional journey, and as we all watch the curtain rise on a whole new set of dreams now on the professional level. Takeuchi takes ball 1-0. Cabrera draws a throw from Dylan Smith and gets back. 1 ball and no strikes, in quoting my musical hero and Bruce Coburn, watching the curtain rise on a whole new set of dreams, referring to the little seahorse, his metaphor for his daughter born in the mid-70s. Little Seahorse, a sweet tune. Any of you who have ever been parent, you'd like it, I guarantee it. But to my left is Steve Kimmel, who was raving about seeing Tower of Power last night at River Rhythms in Albany. Fastball to Kevin Takeuchi, swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. Now, I've not seen them. Steve said he saw them. They put on a great show last night in Albany. And he said that they've been his favorite band forever. 3-0 Knights, bottom of the third, a throw to first, and Cabrera is picked off, being run down by Ferguson. Ferguson throws to Jack Metro. Metro pumps and then tags Cabrera from behind for the out. Actually, the out record, by Metro in the rundown. Good play on the part of the Portland Pickles, well executed, with a pickoff going 1-3-6 for the second out. And Kevin Takeuchi now with the bases empty and a count of 1-1. Swings and hits one high in the air on the right side. Second baseman Tyler Harries in shallow right field. The wind blows the baseball a little bit, but he stays with it, does Tyler, to make the catch, and the Knights are gone in the third. No runs, a hit, nobody left. At the end of 3, the Knights 3 and the Pickles nothing on the Knights live stream back in 90 on Joe Radio.
We want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
News that you can trust? Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives.
Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Portland, no runs, no hits, and 1 error. Tyner Horn goes to work on Tanner Griffith and falls behind, 3 balls and no strikes. He works a 3-0 pitch that Tanner thought might have been a strike. He hung around home plate. Elijah Bester says, "No, take your base, son." Tanner Griffith, drawing a walk. And Alex Gouveia, who grounded out to second, will come to the plate. A leadoff walk for Tyner Horn. The Pickles still looking for their first hit, but leadoff walks, always a bit dangerous for pitchers to then try to work through. Alex Gouveia takes a fastball, belled high for a strike. 0-1 the count. Tanner Griffith out of St. Mary's College. From Livermore, he went to De La Salle High School. Had a really nice year for the Gales this past spring. He draws a throw and gets back. Had a 4-run game against Gonzaga. 10 stolen bases on the season. Hit .300, scored 27 runs. Held on by Quinn Dufort here in the 4th. 3-0 Knights. The strike 1 pitch pulled foul outside of third. No balls and 2 strikes to Alex Gouveia. Gouveia from UC Davis began his career at Modesto Junior College. Now, I've never actually been called upon to pronounce the name of the town, but I've got it as Manteca, California. Line drive to center field. Moving in is Blake Wilson to make the catch. 1 away. I suppose it could be Manteca, but my instincts, which generally speaking have served me well, not always, tell me it's Manteca. But I certainly will be subject to correction from anybody who knows. It's just a town I've never had occasion to pronounce. Gouveia flies to center, 1 away. Dalton Mayshore, the hitter. Dalton, who struck out on his first at-bat, takes a breaking ball down and in. Has a look down at third. Tanner Griffith held on by Quinn Dufort, drawing the leadoff walk, and now draws a throw. Mayshore from Eagle, Idaho, but playing his college baseball at South Carolina. Runner goes, the hit and run is on. A ground ball wide of third, speared by Takeuchi, looks at second. The only play, though, is to first. 2 down, and with the hit and run deployed, safely in at second, Tanner Griffith. And the ball probably hit too slowly to have resulted in a double play, but the Pickles do have a man in scoring position with 2 down. For Riley McCarthy, who grounded to Ty Yukamoto at short in the second. Ty Horn and Luke Lavin the battery for the Knights. Quinn Dufort at first, Thomas Ferragaro at second, Ty at shortstop, Kevin Takeuchi at third, Houston Wheeler in left, Blake Wilson in center, Kaysen Consorina in right. Tyner's breaking ball misses a bit up and in, ball 1, 1-0. Tough Sunfield for Houston Wheeler. Really tough. Bright. Shading the sun with his throwing hand, his left hand, as Tyner Horn comes to the plate. And Ty misses for ball 2, 2-0. The AQI has risen a little bit from 11 a couple of days ago to 23 tonight. The 2-0 pitch misses inside. Ball 3, 3-0 to Riley McCarthy. Temperature 78 degrees at game time. Feels as though it's dropping just a bit. The 3-0 pitch. Tyner delivers a fastball for a strike. The count 3-1. Riley McCarthy, the designated hitter, started 28 games for the Portland Pilots this past spring. Played in 31 and hit .248 with a couple of homers and 11 runs batted in. Mountain View High School, Vancouver, USA. A bluff to second. Tanner Griffith stays put. Now he goes to third. The pitch appeared to be a strike. It was. The throw to third is high from Luke Lavin. And Tanner Griffith is safely in with a stolen base. The count goes full to 3 balls and 2 strikes to Riley McCarthy. Tyner will revert to the windup. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball hit foul off first. This will carry towards the Omaha room bleachers. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes with Tanner Griffith at third. Tanner, as I mentioned, is dangerous. That's his 19th stolen base in 24 attempts. The 3-2 pitch hit off the end of the bat on the breaking ball, grounded to short, fielded by Yukamoto. And Ty throws across to Quinn Dufort to retire the side. Tanner Griffith left stranded at third. We go to the bottom of the 4th in Corvallis. The Knights 3 and the Pickles nothing on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the 4th inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Knights leading the Portland Pickles by a score of 3-0. Quinn Dufort, who walked and scored in the 2nd inning, takes high and away from Dylan Smith. The 1-0 fastball from Dylan in there for a strike. 1-1 to Quinn. Quinn will be followed by Kaysen Concerina, then Luke Lavin. The 1-1 pitch fouled back. The count 1-2. When you visit Corvallis to catch Knights baseball, we encourage you to stay at your locally owned Best Western Corvallis, the official hotel partner of your Corvallis Knights. The 1-1 pitch, slap foul above Brook Knight's head. The count 1-2. Best Western has the largest hotel rooms in Corvallis and an outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. The 1-2 fastball up and in to Quinn Dufort. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Knights getting 3 runs in the 2nd. The 2-2 pitch foul back. Quinn stays up there, 3-2. The payoff pitch on the inside corner on the breaking ball. Strike 3 called. 2-2 offering actually to Quinn. Dylan Smith picks up his 2nd strikeout. Kaysen Concerina, a bunt single in the 2nd inning, coming to the plate. We were talking last night on the broadcast about the Mariners and their hopes, their dreams sound a little bit like Matau and a new leaf. Tell me your hopes, your dreams, your goals, your hopes, your dreams. And Elaine May went through, well, my goal is, and my dream is, and my hope is. She wrote the script herself. It's good stuff. Mathau and Elaine May, a new leaf. See it if you get a chance. Concerina with a 2-0 count. Takes a 2-0 pitch for a strike and the count 2-1. But thinking about the Mariners and their hopes, their dreams, their visions, their goals to try to start scoring runs again. Well, they traded for Randy Arozarena. He's not in the lineup, but they've scored 8 runs at least early tonight. A ground ball back up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, Jack Metro, from behind the bag. Throws a strike to first to Kevin Ferguson on a bang-bang play at first. 2 down, and Luke Lavin will be the batter. Nice play by Metro. But just believing that, in talking and seeing that Mets-Braves game and hearing talk of a potential suicide squeeze, and then they were talking about the merits of a suicide versus a safety squeeze. And again, I had to say, is this a major league game we're talking about? Because those sorts of stratagems are rarely deployed anymore. But simply trading and getting Arozarena seems to have inspired the Mariners. I don't know what the score is now, but at last report, it was 8-0 Seattle, scoring a bunch of runs early, and George Kirby plying the strike zone. Maybe the Arozarena effect is on. The 1-1 pitch, Lavin, who struck out on his first at-bat, hits a little looper into shallow left. Going out is Jack Metro to catch it. And the Knights go in order, and Dylan Smith has faced the minimum in each of the last 2 innings. Through 4, the Knights 3, and the Pickles nothing on the Knights live stream back in 90 on Joe Radio.
Hey Corvallis Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Well, Len and Robin Conforto are here, and I say Conforto. Always found it interesting. They were big Beaver fans during the era of Michael Conforto, with the last name of Conforto, C-O-M Forto. But they're here tonight. Haven't seen them at a lot of Knights games this summer, but they're here. They're big Mariner fans. Robin just informed me the Mariners are up 10-0 as we go to the 5th here. The Knights leading the Portland Pickles 3-0. Tyner Horn has not allowed a base hit. He's 1-1 on Tony Otis, whom he fanned looking in the second. And the pitch hit back up the middle, a diving try by Yukamoto off his glove into shallow center, but it's a base hit. And some might argue that, well, okay, you said he hasn't allowed a hit. It's your fault. Now he has. You put the jinx on him. There is a new book out by Tom Hoforth, a collection of essays. Hoforth, an outstanding columnist and writer for the LA Daily News for many years, and a big fan and friend of the late, great Vin Scully. And there are 67 essays in the book from a variety of people, other broadcasters, former Dodger players, Brian Cranston, musicians, producers, a lot of people from different fields. Ferguson takes the first pitch outside from Tyner Horn. The 1-0 pitch swung out and missed, and the count 1-1. But there are essays about the Vinny himself and whether or not Scully called 20 no-hitters in 3 perfect games. And the first couple of no-hitters he called, though, he was under, he felt, the constrictions of not mentioning a no-hitter or a perfect game while in progress because his mentor, Red Barber, did not. The 1-1 pitch, a strike, and the count 1-2, or Mel Allen or somebody in that era. Vinny finally just said, I'm a reporter. I've got to tell people what's going on. But the early no-hitters of the 20 that he called, he avoided, did the master, in mentioning what exactly was taking place. And he found, as many have, creative ways to tell you. And when Drew Rasmussen, I was honored to call his perfect game here in 2015, I never said perfect game until the perfect game was in the book. So even though my hero in all of broadcasting is the late, great Mr. Scully, I did not follow him and never have when no-hitters are in progress. But I think I just may have gone off my usual path by saying Ty had not allowed a hit. As soon as I did, there's a hit. So I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way about all of this or not. Different approaches. I don't think we have much impact on what goes on the field. The 1-1 pitch down and away, ball 2, 2-2. Slider just outside, ball 3. Good pitch from Tyner. The Knights dugout was yelling as one that what they anticipated was going to be strike 3 called. A leadoff single for Tony Otis. 3-0 Knights in the 4th. 3-2 to Kevin Ferguson. A throw to first. And Otis dives back. Otis is also a runner. 15 for 18 in stolen bases. Second to Tanner Griffith, who picked up his 19th stolen base last inning. Probably going 3-2. He does not. The 3-2 pitch is tapped foul at the plate. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. But good news on the Mariners front. Randy Arozarena. It's an odd grouping, but I heard a report last night driving home from Ridgefield. What did the guy just say that got my attention, to be sure? Throw to first base and back to the bag goes Otis. A phone call came in from a family member while the report, which usually, you don't, there's reports. And they were talking about Randy Arozarena, and I heard Babe Ruth and Randy Arozarena. What? The 3-2 pitch hit high in the air to left and deep. Back goes Houston Wheeler. The ball short hops the fence and straight away left. Rounding third, Tony Otis on his way to the plate and will score. It's a double for Kevin Ferguson. And the Portland Pickles, the hottest team in the league, by no means done. Get a run here in the 5th. Tony Otis breaking up a no-hit bid through 4 from Tyner Horn with a base hit to center field. Kevin Ferguson doubles to left. Houston Wheeler getting the throw back into Yukamoto, but no play at the plate. It's now the Knights 3 and the Pickles 1, and Connor Stewart the batter, with the Pickles scoring and with another run in scoring position here in the 5th. Cole Stringer, the Knights pitching coach, out to the mound for a conversation with Tyner Horn in his first trouble of the evening on a pleasant but cooling evening. I can feel the breezes picking up, and as I look around the ballpark, I'm not the only one. People are reaching for their extra layer. Hoodies, sweatshirts, jackets going on as the wind picks up a little bit and the temperature begins to drop. The upshot of the Arozarena report, which I didn't hear, I just heard something about the Mariners, Randy Arozarena, sounded a Babe Ruth. A phone call came in I had to take. And so I missed what the upshot of what they were talking about, so I looked it up today. The Mariners are acquiring a hitter that in postseason play has the 3rd highest slugging percentage in baseball history, behind guys named Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. It's pretty good company. First pitch breaking ball to Connor Stewart, a strike, and the count 0-1. 3-1 Knights in the top of the 5th inning. Now, postseason for the Bambino and Lou Gehrig was simply, thank you, Brooks, the World Series. Rosarena, a lot more rounds. The pitch to Connor Stewart hit high and deep to left. Backing up is Houston Wheeler. Couple of steps shy of the warning track. Makes the catch. One away. A deep fly, but not deep enough for Ferguson to advance. And Jack Mecho will be the hitter. But because of all of the postseason games that Rosarena with the Tampa Bay Rays was involved with in 20 and 21, I think specifically, he has compiled some prolific postseason numbers, the third highest slugging percentage in postseason history. And so you look at those names, you say, oh, number one, Babe Ruth I've heard of, Lou Gehrig I've heard of. Randy Arozarena in that sense would be a, but who are you? With apologies to the original historian for the church. Him I know, but who are you? You some of you know the tale. It's a fascinating one. Mecho takes high and inside, ball 1-0. The 1-0 slider in there for a strike, and the count 1-1 to Jack Mecho. And that's a little bit how I felt when I saw Randy grouped with the Sultan of Swat and the Iron Horse. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 3-1 Knights in the 5th. The Pickles trying to draw closer. The pitch to Mecho in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Jack drew a 2-out walk in the 3rd and stole 2nd. Mecho backs out for a moment, conversing with the home plate umpire, Elijah Bester. Riley Keller on the bases tonight in Game 1 of the series. The 1-2 breaking ball taken low, ball 2, 2-2. The mutterings of Mecho may have had an impact on Bester not raising his right arm. Knights fans and players again were expecting for Elijah to ring up Mecho, but Jack, a disciplined hitter, took the close pitch for ball 2. Kevin Ferguson at second, the 2-2 pitch. Fastball in there, strike 3 called. Bester shoots a glance at Bester and walks away muttering. But that was an excellent pitch by Tyner Horn. Now, the previous breaking ball that was called a strike, I can sort of understand Mecho's misgivings, but not so much with that. That's a good fastball, knee-high, strike 3 called, although Mecho would beg to differ. 2 down, Tyler Harry's the hitter. Tyler has grounded to short and struck out. 5 strikeouts for Tyner. Breaking ball away, ball 1, 1-0. Michael Conforto, by the way, did not play. He is not playing. The Giants leading Colorado 1-0 in the second. Former Mariner Mitch Haniger, or former Knight with the Mariners, Mitch Haniger 0 for 4. The Mariners 10-0 win over the White Sox. Mitch playing for Brooke Knight here in the Knights in 2010 takes 0 for 4, but scores a run in the 10-0 win. Harry's with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike, 3-1 Knights, top of the 5th. Ty Horn glances back at Ferguson, comes to the plate and misses high and inside, ball 2. Brooks Lee, who was part of the Knights championship team of 2019, 3 for 4 for the Minnesota Twins today. The Twins beat Detroit 9-3. Trevor Larnach, former Beaver, hit his 11th home run of the season in that 9-3 Twins romp over the Tigers. Adley Rutschman, former Knight, went 0 for 4 today. Stephen Kwan, 1 for 4. The Phillies beat Cleveland 11-3. Tyner Horn missing, the count 3-1 to Tyler Harry's, and now ball 4. Tyler Harry's drawing a walk. Tanner Griffith, the batter, he too drew a base on balls last inning. And Tanner Griffith at the plate with runners at first and second. The tying runs on base for the Pickles in the top of the 5th inning. Ty from the stretch delivers, breaking ball down, ball 1, 1-0. The two best pitching clubs matching up in this series. Offensively, the Knights with the second fewest home runs. Portland with 13, the Knights with 7. The 1-0 pitch from Tyner misses for ball 2, and he's in a pretty big sequence with respect to this ball game now, right here. A 2-out walk, runners at first and second. 2 balls and no strikes to the left-hand hitting Tanner Griffith. Tie to the plate, fastball swung on and missed. The count 2-1. Top of the 5th inning, Tyner with an opportunity to put himself in a path for a win in what could be his final inning of work. He delivers, lifted foul towards the TNT Builders party deck down the left field line. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A pretty good gathering out in the left field corner this evening. Former Oregon State University Vice President Steve Clark in the house tonight with his grandkids. He's been retired for a couple of years from across the way. I asked him how retirement was. He gave me the thumbs up sign. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. The pitch to Griffith, hit to right center field and well struck but playable. Blake Wilson goes back to get it, makes the catch. The inning is over. The Pickles, though, get on the board. A run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Knights 3 and the Pickles 1 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. At Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights leading the Portland Pickles 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. A pitching change. Dylan Smith gives way to Murphy Ginger. Ginger is listed as a Wayne Gretzky type number in the program that fans received upon entering the ballpark, namely number 99. But the big righty out of Castle Rock, Colorado, and pitching at the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley is wearing 97 in his Pickles uni tonight. Murphy to the plate and delivers a first pitch strike to Houston Wheeler. Houston an RBI single in the second. The 0-1 pitch from Murphy, breaking ball, a check swing taken down and in on appeal. No swing, says base umpire Riley Keller. 1-1 to Houston, 3-1 Knights, bottom of the 5th. Houston will be followed by Thomas Ferraggiaro and then Tai Yukamoto. Ginger's 1-1 fastball, belt high on the inner half. 1-2 the count to Houston. Right-hander Murphy Ginger, and they're both big, both righties who pitched for the Pickles. The 1-2 pitch down and in, ball 2. Dylan Smith starting 6'2", 240. Murphy 6'4", 230. Ginger works out of the stretch with nobody on. Fastball chased and missed. A little out of the zone. A strikeout for Murphy Ginger, the first hitter that Murph encounters, and that'll bring to the plate the leadoff hitter for the Knights, Thomas Ferragero. Murphy began his collegiate career at Northern Oklahoma Enid. This past spring, in a tough year for Northern Colorado, they went 16-36. Ginger kind of went the other way, and that's good for him. He was 5-3 and led the team in innings pitched with 72 2/3. Had a good spring, in other words, in a tough year in Greeley. First pitch, a strike to Thomas Ferragero. The 0-1 pitch in there for strike 2. 0-2 to the Knights' leadoff hitter tonight. Ferragero has grounded to second and plied the left. 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the 5th, 3-1 Knights. The strike 2 fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Murphy Ginger. 2 down and nobody on. Murphy is making his 9th appearance. He has started a couple of ball games. 31 innings pitched coming in. 25 hits. 31 strikeouts, 10 walks, a record of 2-0, and an earned run average of 1.74. His first pitch to Tai Yukamoto misses for ball 1. Breaking ball, a fly ball to center field. Dalton Mayshore is right there. Dalton makes the catch, and the Knights go quickly against Murphy Ginger. An impressive 1-2-3 frame for Murph. At the end of 5, the Knights 3 and the Pickles 1. Brooke Knight has a change coming. I believe we're going to see a change of pitchers. That would be my guess, and we will. So we will take a 2-minute pitching change break as we await the successor to Tyner Horn, who pitched well. A new pitcher coming in. We'll be back in 2 as we go to the 6th. The Knights 3 and the Pickles 1 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
We want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Fans looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, the one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
3-1 Knights as we head to the 6th inning in game 1 of this 3-game series with the Portland Pickles. Lil King bobblehead night tomorrow night. The first 500 fans to get the bobblehead, honoring a mascot who's worked close to 500 games now here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Sunday, bingo night. Bingo in baseball here, a 5:05 series finale with the Pickle. The Knights continue the homestand with Walla Walla Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Lucas Casey ready to go. First pitch fastball for a strike. 0-1 to Alex Govea. With the Knights leading 3-1, a strong outing for Tyner Horn. He's in position to get a win. The bullpen will try to finish the job. The strike one pitch, fastball up and in, knocking down the right-handed hitter Govea. Didn't really knock him down, staggered him. He stayed on his feet. But that had to be a little bit unnerving. Lucas comes set. The 1-1 pitch, slider just missed, and the count 2-1. Lucas Casey, the pride of Cal State Northridge out of Canyon del Oro High School. 13 innings pitched this past spring for the Matadors. The right-hander kicks and comes 2-1 and misses for ball 3. 3-1 the count. Lucas making his 8th appearance. He's worked 19 innings for the Knights, 13 hits, 7 walks, 19 strikeouts, an ERA of 0.94. The 3-1 pitch, fastball inside. He has been good in the control category, but he issues a leadoff walk. That's 4 walks issued by Knights pitching. Tyner Horn walked 3. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He struck out 5. A good outing. But the Pickles, the hottest team in the league, leading the South Division by a half game over Ridgefield at 14-3. Winners of 5 straight and just a game back of the Knights for the best overall record. Continuing to put pressure on. The first pitch misses inside to Dalton Mayshore. Alex Govea at first, leading things off with a base on balls. Lucas Casey set. And the right-hander's 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. And that evens the count at 1-1. Lucas at 6'2", 200. Canyon del Oro in Tucson. 1 ball, 1 ball and 1 strike, pardon me. The right-hander ready and comes back. Breaking ball, stroke to center, playable. Blake Wilson moving over and back a few steps to make the catch. Pretty good contact for Dalton Mayshore, but he flies out. 1 away in the 6th. Riley McCarthy, who twice has grounded a Knight shortstop Tai Yukamoto, will be the batter. If you live or work in one of 24 Western or Central Oregon counties, then you're entitled to membership privileges and the full financial services at Oregon State Credit Union. Join online at OregonStateCU.com or one of their 15 branches. First pitch fastball, a chopper towards first, a foul ball. Quinn Dufort fields in foul grounds. Our thanks to Oregon State Credit Union for being the title sponsor of the big fireworks show on July 3rd. Oregon State Credit Union invests in all of our communities and are dedicated to creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. Oregon State Credit Union. Alex Govea at first. 3-1 Knights in the 6th. Lucas to the plate. Breaking ball, a check swing taken down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Lucas nods yes. And comes back with a 1-1 slider. That's in there for a strike. I enjoyed the conversation with Peyton Miller before the game. He talked about the competitive nature of the guys and how there's pressure. They talk about it amongst themselves. With 7 straight West Coast League championships, they don't want to be the team that doesn't win one. So they're all in. The 1-2 pitch gets by on the wild pitch. The catcher, Luke Lavin, down to second base goes Alex Govea. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the competitiveness, he says, leads to even the current Knights second baseman, Thomas Ferraggiaro, playing second tonight, but has played at the hot corner, as has Lucas Casey. They have contests during pregame drills and infield drills over at third. I don't know exactly what they entail, but they stay on each other. Another wild pitch, though, delivered here by Lucas Casey. Back-to-back wild pitches. The count goes full to 3-2, and the Pickles with a great opportunity now to close the gap with a runner at third and 1 out. Lucas not as sharp and trying to kind of find himself here now as he's in the game in the 6th, picking up for Tyner Horn, inheriting a 3-1 lead. A leadoff walk, 2 wild pitches later, and a fly ball out later. Looking for a big strike here. A 1-hopper to short. Yukamoto was playing back at normal depth. He concedes the run, throws to first. It's now 3-2 Knights, and the wild pitches looming large. A walk and 2 of them lead to a run and draws the Pickles to within a run at 3-2 with 2 down in the 6th. Tony Otis has struck out, and he singled last inning for the first hit for the Portland Pickles and ended up scoring the Pickles' first run. First pitch fastball from Lucas Casey is high, ball 1, 1-0. From the stretch with nobody on, Lucas to the plate. Fastball in there for a strike, and the count 1-1 to Tony Otis. It's a good baseball name. When I think of Tony Otis, Tony O, I think of the great Tony Oliva. I think of Amos Otis. It's a good combination of names. The 1-1 fastball low from Lucas Casey. Those are good baseball names, too. Ball 2, 2-1. 2 outs, nobody on, a run in. 3-2 Knights in the 6th. Tony Otis slices one down the right field line, a fair ball heading to the corner. Kaysen Concerina chasing the ball down, and Otis can run. He's on his way to third, and he will get there without a play. A 2-out triple for Tony Otis puts the tying run 90 feet away, and Kevin Ferguson will be the batter in what with the 2 wild pitches in the inning. Tony Otis will certainly be on the alert to get a good secondary lead and try to come down the line and get this ball game even. Nice swing by Tony, channeling his Amos and Oliva in getting the 2-out triple. That's Tony's first triple with the Pickles. Activity will begin back of Lucas Casey in the Knights bullpen. Kevin Ferguson, who has struck out and nearly hit one out, hit one off the base of the fence for an RBI double last inning to score. Otis swings and misses, has a chance to get Tony home again and get the Pickles even. 3-2 Knights in the 6th. The strike 1 breaking ball fouled back. 0-2 the count to Kevin Ferguson. There is a pitcher on the Pickles Club with the last name spelled a la the former Major League manager Lucchese, but pronounced Lucchese, I'm told, in no relation to Frank. The strike 2 breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3 to retire the side. Good slider from Lucas Casey. The Pickles, though, do get a run, a leadoff walk, a couple of wild pitches, and a ground out, but Tony Otis left stranded at third. Mark Magdaleno knew who Frank Lucchese was. He would know who Amos Otis and Tony Oliva were too, and that would make maybe 5 of us in this ballpark tonight who know all 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Knights 3 and the Pickles 2 on the Knights live stream back in 90 on Joe Radio. A one-run ball game, bottom of the sixth inning. The Knights did lead 3-0. It's now 3-2. Murphy Ginger with a good breaking ball to Blake Wilson. No balls and a strike. These are two very good clubs separated by one game. The Knights just one game clear for the best overall record in the league and home field advantage should it come down to it in a playoff ball game. The strike one breaking ball from Murphy Ginger is in there for strike two. Well coached, talented clubs. And it looks like a pretty exciting finish for the second half race and for that race for the best overall record. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike three. Murphy Ginger has retired 4. All 4 that he's faced, 3 by strikeout. Brandon Cabrera had an infield single in the third. The Knights have not had a base runner since. We're in the bottom of the sixth. They still lead it 3-2. And Brandon climbs in now against Murphy Ginger. The right-hander delivers. Breaking ball bounces. 1 ball and no strikes. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Knights. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Pickles. Breaking ball, Cabrera tried to check his swing. Gets maybe a little bit of a break, and Riley Keller saying no swing. 2 balls and no strikes to Brandon. Kevin Takeuchi on deck. Murphy Ginger to the plate. Fastball in there. In the count 2-1. Sean Weiss hustling down towards the Corvallis Knights bullpen. There was some activity going on last inning, and the top of the inning, I should say, with Lucas Casey having a little bit of control difficulty. An equipment issue for Pickles catcher Connor Stewart. He goes into the dugout on the first base side to resolve it. Cabrera, meanwhile, waiting. 2 balls and a strike with 1 out against Murphy Ginger. Picking up for Dylan Smith and looking good. Drops down a little more here by way of third and throws another strike. The count 2-2. Murphy set. The 2-2 over the top fastball. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. This is a bit unusual. The Knights have been swinging the bats well. Last night pummeled Ridgefield at the Rourke 12-3. But 4 of the last 5 hitters have struck out. And Kevin Takeuchi, the batter. Kevin has singled and scored and popped to second. Murphy Ginger has been overpowering. Good breaking ball here for a strike. 0-1 the count. 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the sixth. 3-2 Knights, but after scoring 3 in the second, momentum has indeed shifted. Another breaking ball for a strike, and Ginger is a strike away from fanning the side. No balls and 2 strikes to Kevin Takeuchi. Quinn Dufort on deck. The big right-hander with a 97 on his back delivers. Swung on and missed for strike 3. This has been one of the more dominant stretches I've seen against the Knights all summer. 3 straight strikeouts. He's faced 6 hitters and fan 5 has Murphy Ginger. He gets the side in the 6th. We go to the 7th. The Knights 3 and the Portland Pickles 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles, From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Corvallis Knights 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The Portland Pickles 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Lucas Casey ready to go in the top of the 7th inning. And a first pitch fastball in there for a strike to Connor Stewart. Connor is lined out softly to Tyner Horn and flied to left. Good ball game. Game 1 of 3 of the 2 clubs with the best records in the West Coast League. Lucas Casey's 1-0 pitch hits Connor Stewart, and another free pass puts the Knights in a little bit of trouble, and that has been a bit problematic. A hit batter with Lucas Casey last inning walking the first batter that he faced, and now hits Connor Stewart, putting the tying run on base. Last inning, the walk came around to score. And that probably will provoke further activity in the Knights bullpen with Jack Metcho at the plate. Jack has walked and struck out looking. Lucas comes set. The right-hander's not really had control issues. A bunt is down, fielded by Lucas. Throws to Quinn Dufort at first for the out. These are clubs that are similarly built and thus playing at a very high level. The 2 best records in the league, and they go about their business in similar ways. And so that includes Metcho getting the sacrifice bunt down, moving the tying run into scoring position for the leadoff hitter Tyler Harries, who has grounded to short, struck out, and walked. 3-2 Knights, top of the 7th, but the Pickles threatening with a tying run at second, 1 out. Good slider from Lucas for strike 1 to Tyler. No balls and 1 strike the count to Harries. From the stretch, Lucas ready. And the big right-hander from CSUN's breaking ball way outside. 1-1 the count. Lucas Casey and Luke Lavin the battery. Quinn Dufort at first, Thomas Ferraggiaro at second, Ty Yukamoto at short, Kevin Takeuchi at third, Houston Wheeler in left, Blake Wilson in center, Kason Consarina in right. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball, a grounder to third. Fielded by Takeuchi, throws across to Quinn Dufort for the out. On the play, Connor Stewart takes third. 2 away. And the batter is Tanner Griffith, who has grounded to short, walked, and flied to center. And Brook Knight is on his way out to the mound. And the way he's pacing himself out there, and the way the very fact that he is heading out to the mound tells me we've got a pitching change coming. Probably Sean Weiss, the left-hander, to match up with the left-hand hitting Tanner Griffith. Or it could be Dominic Tatone. But it does appear to be a matchup coming, and it will be the latter. The pride of Western Oregon, Umpqua Community College, Roseburg High School. Dominic Tatone coming into the ballgame to match up with the left-hand hitting Tanner Griffith with the tying run at third, top of the 7th inning. The Knights 3 and the Pickles 2. We'll take a 2-minute pitching change break. Back in 2 in the 7th at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Good ball game between the two best clubs in the West Coast League, the Corvallis Knights and the Portland Pickles in the 7th inning. 3-2 Knights. The tying run for the Pickles, represented at third base by Connor Stewart with 2 down. Dominic Titone, the left-hander, summoned to face the left-hand hitting Tanner Griffith. And the first pitch to Tanner is in the turf. Good block by Luke Lavin. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Titone making his 15th appearance. 25 innings, 20 hits, an ERA of 3.24. The left-hander's 1-0 pitch. That misses low for ball 2, 2-0. Titone has worked 25 with the 20 hits, 14 walks, 21 strikeouts, a record of 3-0. Picking up for Lucas Casey, with Connor Stewart at third, 2 down in a 1-run ball game. The 2-0 pitch misses for ball 3, 3-0. Alex Govea, a right-handed hitter, on deck. Dominic summoned specifically to face the left-handed hitter, and his 3-0 pitch is ball 4. So that didn't quite work out as Coach Knight had hoped. Runners at the corners and 2 outs for the right-hand hitting Govea. Coach Knight looking for a matchup, and that strategy in a very real sense goes awry with ball 4. The 5th walk issued tonight by Knights pitching, with a hit batter in the mix as well. They still lead it 3-2 in the 7th. First and third, 2 down. Dominic comes set, and the first pitch is high and away. Ball 1, 1-0 to Govea. Alex drew a walk from Lucas Casey last inning to lead the inning off and came around to score. Here the Knights are trying to pitch around a leadoff hit batsman in the 7th and keep the lead intact. 3-2 in the 7th. The 1-0 pitch is high again, and Dominic is yet to throw a strike. Well, no, I take it back. The umpire called it a strike a little bit late. I was calling it high in my own frame of reference, but Elijah Bester raised the right arm after all. So a big strike for Dominic. The 1-1 pitch bounces off the shin guard of Luke Lavin, and the tying run will come in to score on the 3rd wild pitch of the night for the Knights. Connor Stewart coming in on this one. Now a 3-3 tie. The go-ahead run goes into second base, represented by Tanner Griffith. 2 balls and 1 strike to Alex Govea, with an opportunity to give his team the lead. 3-3 in the 7th. Titone delivers low, ball 3, 3-1. Titone peering into Luke Lavin. A 3-3 tie. The Pickles have chipped away at it and now trying to take the lead. The 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Govea appeared to be taking all the way. Three and two the count. With the go-ahead run, Tanner Griffith at second. More activity getting going in the Knights bullpen. Back of Titone. Dominic kicks and comes 3-2. A tapper wide of third. Takeuchi to his left. Fires to first to Quinn Dufort in time. Good play to end the inning. However, the Pickles, for the second straight inning, take advantage of a leadoff free pass. And in fact, getting their leadoff man aboard in each of the last 3 innings has led to a run. And the Pickles have pulled even. The 7th inning stretch is going to take place now. I hope the Corvallis Community Band is going to play. And they are. The Corvallis Community Band played the national anthem before the game. They are playing the great Norwith Von Tilzer hit from 1908 now, called Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We go to the bottom of the 7th, a 3-3 tie in the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. A 3-3 tie, bottom of the 7th. Of all things, the right-hander Murphy Ginger throws a strike on the first pitch on the breaking ball. The 0-1 pitch on appeal on the check swing. Swings as Riley Keller, and Quinn Dufort is behind the count 0-2 against Murphy Ginger. Quinn Dufort asks for time and backs out. Ginger is dominant. As dominant, honestly, as I've seen a pitcher against the Knights all season. I joined kind of late. I missed that first road trip when the Knights went 10-1, including a sweep of the Pickles. The strike 2 pitch to Dufort, and he breaks through on an 0-2 pitch and whacks it into left center field, base hit. That's big psychologically more than anything else. I mean, it's also big that you have gotten caught at 3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brooke Knight appears to be looking for a runner now for Quinn Dufort. But psychologically in that, Ginger had struck out the side last inning and had fanned 5 of the first 6 hitters that he'd faced and was ahead 0-2 and looked like it was about to ring up another one. But Quinn Dufort stays back, drives the ball back up the middle for the base hit, and will leave the game now. Will be run for by Coulter McAnally. Kaysen Consarenia, the batter. The Knights, having been caught at 3, relinquishing what was once a 3-0 lead back in the second, finally caught in the top of the 7th. Kaysen likely to bunt. He bunted for a base hit, went up there to bunt sacrificially in the second. He shows and takes high, ball 1, 1-0. Coulter McAnally, the pinch runner at first base here in the bottom of the 7th of a 3-3 tie. Murphy from the stretch, and the 1-0 pitch with a runner going, a line drive, base hit into center field. Coulter McAnally will motor to third, and the Knights, after getting caught, have been spurred perhaps by that. A base hit to center, a hit and run single to center by Kaysen Consarenia follows. And the Knights with runners at the corners and nobody out with a chance to regain the lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Luke Lavin, the batter. The Corvallis Community Band did indeed play a couple of inspiring versions of Take Me Out to the Ball Game during the 7th inning stretch. That, too, may have had some effect on the proceedings. The fans getting into it, singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. The history teacher, Mark Magdaleno, history of baseball. What a fun class that would be to put together, and he's taught it at Ventura College and Buena High. Mark is on his way to the mound, and he's going to make a pitching change. Murphy Ginger did a tremendous job taking over for Dylan Smith and retired 5 of the 6 batters. Struck out 5 of the first 6 batters that he faced and retired 6 in a row until this 7th inning. He had Quinn Dufort 0-2. Quinn slapped a single to center. Kaysen Consarenia followed with a base hit. And now Luke Lavin, the hitter. The Knights with runners at the corners, nobody out. Pitching change at hand here at Goss. A 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 7th. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. to Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, visiting with John Casey, who told me that Zach Swanson signed professionally. Okay, we'll be all right. First and third, with Luke Lavin facing Noah Lucchesi. Lucchesi, reminded me of the namesake Frank Lucchesi. No relation. This is Noah Lucchesi, the left-hander. Frank Lucchesi and Lenny Randall got into it back in '77. First and third, nobody out. Luke Lavin takes high from Noah. Lucchesi, the left-handed pitcher, summoned for a left-handed matchup, with the Knights trying to break the 3-3 tie in the bottom of the seventh. First and third, and nobody out. Good fastball from Noah, a strike. The count 1-1. Lucchesi, 6'3", 195, out of Nick Madrigal country, Elk Grove, California, and attending Sacramento State. The go-ahead run 90 feet away, represented by Coulter McAnally. Kaysen Concerina, the runner at first. Kaysen draws a throw and gets back. Noah is making his 12th appearance, 13 2/3 innings. He's given up 9 hits, 4 runs, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts, a record of 3-0, an earned run average of 2.63. The southpaw back to the plate. Lavin swings, and the ball gets through the catcher, Connor Stewart, on the swing and the miss. And down the line comes Coulter McAnally to score on the pass ball. And the Knights regain the lead at 4-3. Concerina into second. Luke Lavin now has a job to do, namely to get the runner moved. We'll see a hitter for Houston Wheeler next. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luke Lavin, with the left-handed pitcher Noah Lucchesi in. His pitch was a good one, and his catcher Connor Stewart just not able to receive it cleanly. The 1-2 pitch to Luke, and he does get the job done. A line drive base hit to right field. Concerina being waved around. Taylor Griffith's throw to the plate is not in time. In to score comes Kaysen Concerina. Luke Lavin, an RBI single, and the Knights lead it 5-3. Brooke Knight challenging Tanner Griffith out in right field. Concerina runs well, and the Knights, after getting caught, they had led 3-0. The Pickles picking up a run in the 5th, a run in the 6th, a run in the 7th. Getting caught has indeed spurred them on, along with the soundings of the Corvallis Community Band. In the 7th inning stretch, the Knights have scored 2. They lead it 5-3. And the Knights have a hitter making his Corvallis Knights debut. Ben Lead takes inside, ball 1. Ben just joining the club and pinch hits for Houston Wheeler. A throw to first base. Back to the bag steps Luke Lavin, who really hit that ball hard. He roped it into right field. I thought it might be a closer play at the plate, given how quickly the baseball got to the right fielder Tanner Griffith, but no play at the plate. The 1-0 pitch to Ben, lifted foul into the upper grandstand. Very little action tonight in Urchin Alley. A fan made a nice play in the back row. Well, the Urchins wait, hopefully, in the alley behind me. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. 5-3. The Knights scoring 2 to regain the lead. Ben Lead in his first at-bat with the Corvallis Knights. Swings, and it's a ground ball to shortstop. Mecho feeds Harries for 1 on to first for a double play. And Ben gets across the bag and claps his hands kind of in frustration. There will be other at-bats for Big Ben Lead. Ben, 6'2", 210, out of Crescent Valley High School, a local kid, and playing his college baseball up at Central Washington. I'm hopeful that his parents are in the ballpark tonight. I'm sure they too agree that and know, as that's baseball, there will be better nights and better at-bats ahead for Big Ben. 6-4-3 double play, 2 down. Thomas Ferragaro, the switch hitter, turns around to bat from the right side and takes low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch from Noah Lucchese misses inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Noah's namesake, although pronounced differently, Frank Lucchese, a brawler. And not terribly surprising that Lenny Randall and his own manager with the Rangers, Frank Lucchese, got into a scrap. I was reading an article today by Quentin Reynolds about Leo the Lip DeRocher, who said Babe Ruth would get Leo into a couple of fights per game, but then always get him out of it. The 3-0 pitch outside for ball 4. There were brawlers and scrappers. More notorious ones back in a different era. The Corvallis Community Band playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game reminded me I thought I was looking at an 1890s gazebo or bandstand or whatever, listening to them play a tune that almost goes back to the naughty 90s and the turn of the century, the turn of the 20th century. But baseball, a more brawling spectacle in the days of Leo the Lip and even Lucchese in the 70s, Billy Martin. We don't hear about those sorts of things as much in the modern era. Tai Yukamoto takes a strike, 0-1 the count. 5-3 Knights, bottom of the 7th inning. Thomas Ferraggiaro draws a throw from Noah Lucchese and gets back. I didn't ask Noah himself, but a couple of the Pickles coaches, Lucchese or Lucchese. They said Lucchese. We had a worker at Oregon State in the athletic department named Kat with the same last name, but she did pronounce it Lucchese. And she wearied of me fairly early when she first went to work for the department a few years ago. And have you ever heard of Frank Lucchese? No, I haven't. I have not. The 1-1 pitch, high and away, ball 2, 2-1. It's just a name you don't come across very often. So it's not as though you've seen one Lucchese, you've seen them all. No, I've only Frank Lucchese until Kat and Noah. I'd never heard of any other Luccheses, but this kid pronounces it Lucchese, I'm told. So I take it there's no relation. The 2-1 pitch, fastball away, ball 3, 3-0 to Tai Yukamoto, or 3-1, pardon me, to tie. The Knights have broken the tie here in the 7th, a leadoff single on an 0-2 pitch from Quinn Dufort, a game-changing moment. 3 balls and a strike, 5-3 Knights. There goes Ferraggiaro, and the pitch is low and inside for ball 4. Noah Lucchese has walked back-to-back hitters after coming on to face Luke Lavin here in the 7th inning. And Mark Magdaleno, the head coach, who, remember, we were talking about Frank Lucchese before the game, on his way out to the mound, probably to make a move here. Noah out of Sacramento State, out of Laguna Creek High School in Elk Grove. 21 appearances this past spring and had pretty good control, just 9 walks in 25 1/3 with the Hornets. But he issues back-to-back walks here, and Coach Magdaleno will go to the bullpen, bring on a right-hander to face Blake Wilson, with the Knights threatening to separate even further. They've scored 2. They've regained the lead. A 2-minute pitching change break coming. The Knights 5 and the Portland Pickles 3. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Right-hander Ryder Edwards out of George Fox. He's from Palmdale in the Southland and Paraclete High School. Had a good spring in Newburgh at Fox, going 2-2, all Northwest Conference first team, an ERA of 1.41. Ryder takes over, the third pitcher of the inning, and he may get out of it. A fly ball to right field, and he will. Blake Wilson swinging at Ryder Edwards' first pitch, sends a fly ball to right, caught by Tanner Griffith. The inning is over, but the Knights get to and untie the game after getting caught at 3. The Knights get 2, they leave 2. We go to the 8th. The Knights 5, and a new pitcher coming in now for the Knights out of the bullpen. So we'll take another 2-minute pitching change break and come back with the 8th inning ahead. The Knights 5 and the Pickles 3 back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
News that you can trust? Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette-Times community, where Knights fans looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Gabe Hernandez is the new pitcher for the Corvallis Knights, inheriting a 2-run lead. Top of the 8th inning, 5-3. Dalton Mayshore takes high, ball 1. Dalton is 0 for 3. Hernandez back to the plate. Fastball drilled to left, on the move, stumbling into the catch. Nice play for the out in left field. Ben Lead. Ben, after the catch, kind of does a little dance move as if to say he meant to, as he ran to his left to haul in his first chance as a Corvallis Knight left fielder. He stumbled slightly, then on his way back to his position at the same spot kind of stopped and did a little tap dance as if to say, see, I meant to. The pitch to Riley McCarthy, a big chopper off the plate. Gabe Hernandez comes off the mound, fields and tags out McCarthy. 3 pitches in the inning, 2 down. And Tony Otis, the batter. 5-3 Knights. Gabe Hernandez making his 17th appearance, which is tops on the squad. Dominic Titone made his 15th last inning. Hernandez to the plate. Otis takes high, ball 1. 28 innings of work for Gabe. 24 hits, 8 walks, 20 strikeouts, a record of 3-1. And earned run average of 2.89. The 1-0 pitch to Otis, a ground ball to the hole at short. Yukamoto slides into it, throws to first, and gets him. And the inning is over. Outstanding play by Ty Yukamoto. Gabe Hernandez makes quick work of the Pickles in the 8th. We go to the bottom half. It remains the Knights 5 and the Pickles 3 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the 8th inning, Ryder Edwards, the pride of Palmdale, ready to go to Brandon Cabrera in the bottom of the 8th, with the Knights leading the Pickles 5-3. Ryder will come set in the stretch position with nobody on. Fastball to Cabrera, looped into shallow left center field. It'll drop for a base hit in front of Dalton Mayshore. The Knights looking to add on to their lead. Kevin Takeuchi will come to the plate. And we'll see if Coach Knight will ask Kevin to bunt. He is the Knights' leading hitter and the leading RBI man in the West Coast League. So unlikely, but everybody on the team is asked here and there to lay one down, and another run would be huge in trying to bring this one home. Kevin has singled to left, scored a run, popped to second, and struck out. Taylor, who made the trip up to Ridgefield last night, is up here in my broadcast location wondering whom I have or we have come up with respect to tonight's Washington Park Advisors Player of the Game. There's a number of candidates, so I've got to think it through here just a second. Another throw to first, and Cabrera back to the bag. 5-3 Knights, bottom of the 8th. Another throw to first, and again Cabrera back. Kaysen Concerina would be in the queue. The pitch on the way pulled foul. No sign of bunting from Kevin Takeuchi. The count, no balls and 1 strike to Kevin. The Knights leading 5-3. Got caught at 3. Now trying to push it back out to give themselves a good look at bringing home Game 1. The Knights took all 3 games, June 12th through the 14th, up at beautiful Walker Stadium in Lentz Park in southeast Portland earlier in the year, part of a 10-1 season opening road trip. Ground ball to third. Nice play by Govea to second for 1. And on to first for the double play. Brooke Knight often will in those situations, but not with Takeuchi. He's an exception in the sense of the great productivity he's had all summer, not asked to bunt. But that does lead to that possibility, too, the around-the-horn double play at 5-4-3. Coulter McAnally, who pinch ran and scored last inning, gets his first at-bat of the night here in the 8th against Ryder Edwards. Ryder to the plate. Fastball high and inside. 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th inning in the cool of the evening at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch to Coulter misses. For replacement glass or new vinyl windows in your home, call Smith Glass. In either Corvallis or Albany, Smith Glass is a leading residential and commercial glass service for the Mid-Valley and a longtime partner of the Corvallis Knights. Smith Glass on the cutting edge since 1945. The 2-0 pitch is a knee-high strike. Coulter McAnally doesn't think so. Brooke Knight doesn't think so. Ben Crockett and Steve Kimmel don't think so. I don't think so either. But it is a strike in the count 2-1. 2 down. That is a strike on the 2-1 pitch. And Ryder Edwards pulls the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. The Knights leading 5-3, bottom of the 8th inning. The Pickles due to send up Kevin Ferguson, Connor Stewart, and Jack Mecho in the 9th. Ryder Edwards comes to the plate and throws it down and away. Ball 3, 3-2. So in trying to answer patiently waiting Taylor's question, I'm either with Ty, the starting pitcher, or Kaysen Concerina. So we'll talk about it when this inning comes to an end. The 3-2 pitch, a fly ball to right. The inning will come to an end here now with Tanner Griffith making the catch McAnally flies to right, and the inning is over. We go to the ninth. The Knights are 3 outs away from taking game 1. The Knights 5 and the Pickles 3 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Top of the ninth inning, the Knights leading 5-3. Gabe Hernandez delivers a strike. The count 0-1. Gabe looking for a save. And we just conferred, yours truly and Taylor, the intern, seeking our Washington Park Advisors player of the game, and have decided that if Gabe Hernandez gets the save, since he hasn't been one yet, the Washington Park Advisors player of the game this summer, that he'll be the man. And he's ahead of the count now 0-2 to Kevin Ferguson after Kevin fouls off the strike 2 pitch. Now a ground ball to second. Ferragamo charges gloves and throws to first. And Gabe Hernandez is 2 outs away from the distinction of receiving the Washington Park Advisors player of the game. There were a number of good candidates. The game isn't over. The Knights leading 5-3 in the top of the ninth. Kaysen Consarina, if Gabe somehow falters and doesn't get the save, Kaysen would get it probably, or Tyner Horn. First pitch breaking ball to Connor Stewart, hits Connor. Gabe Hernandez does not want to jeopardize, I'm sure, more than anything else, the win for the team, his save, all of that. The Washington Park Advisors player of the game is a nice distinction, but it is not as, I don't think that's forefront on his mind now as he works in the top of the ninth inning. We'll see a runner, Evan McGuire, for Connor Stewart, just hit by the pitch. Tying run is at the plate, and Jack Mecho in the top of the ninth inning, 5-3 Knights. Mecho, good patient hitter, has walked, struck out, and sacrificed. A 2-run Knights lead, trying to make do with that advantage and bring this one home. Hernandez delivers. Fastball up. Ball 1, 1-0. 5-3 Knights, top of the ninth inning. The attendance this evening, 1,450. The 1-0 pitch, lifted foul to the right, off of the Dixon Rec facade and into Urchin Alley. Not much action in the alley tonight, but late, there's a little. 1450, the mnemonic device of Keyed Radio down the road in Eugene. 1,450, where Willie Nelson once worked as a janitor and disc jockey. The 1-1 fastball away, ball 2. That was, on his way up, right? He paid his dues, let us say. Late night disc jockey and janitor for Keyed Radio, 1450 in Eugene. 2 balls and a strike. Fastball off the leg of Hernandez, deflected to the right of Colter McAnally, and no play at first. A base hit. Runners at first and second, and 1 out. And the Pickles, winners of 5 in a row, putting pressure on the Knights here in the 9th inning, and not surprising. They are just 1 game back, the second best record among the 16 teams in the league. Brook Knight is on his way out to see about Gabe Hernandez's physical well-being on that shot back up the middle that seemed to deflect off of Gabe's front leg, his left leg. In the shin area, he's kind of shaking that leg around a little bit, the left leg. I think he's going to be all right. The catcher, Luke Lavin, out to inquire of Gabe about it. Runners at first and second and 1 out. The tying runs on base in the top of the 9th inning. I think we're going to see Gabe deliver a pitch or two to make sure that he's good to go. And I think the answer is going to be yes, he is. And in fact, he just takes 1 pitch to confirm that he's okay. Now, he's okay physically. The situation has tightened considerably, with Tyler Harries, the leadoff hitter for the Pickles, at the plate in the top of the 9th inning. 5-3 Knights, but the Pickles with 2 on and 1 out. The tying runs on base. Hernandez delivers. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Top of the 9th inning. Good ball game, as befits the 2 top clubs in the league. Big Evan McGuire, 6'5", 195. The pinch runner getting his lead at second. The strike 1 pitch misses from Evan Hernandez. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball down. Ball 2, 2-1. And the Pickles dugout has come to life here in the top of the 9th inning. They sense their team has been playing great baseball. And they are in a kind of that mode of we expect to win games like this. The 2-1 pitch, a line drive caught by Yukamoto to second, double play! And the game is over. Great expectations for the Pickles are turned aside on the line drive 6-3 double play ball. Gabe Hernandez gets the save. He is the Washington Park Advisors player of the game on a line drive game-ending double play 6-4 Yukamoto to Thomas Ferragero. The Knights take game 1. That means free fries for everybody at McDonald's. You'll get a coupon on your way out of the ballpark. The Knights cool off the Portland Pickles, who had won 5 straight. They took 3 in a row from Ridgefield when the Raptors began that series, having had won 13 straight. Big win for the Corvallis Knights, taking game 1 of this 3-game South Division series. The Knights win it by a final score of 6-4. 5-3, getting the 6-4 double play to end the game. A good ball game. Game 2 tomorrow night at 6:35. Lil King bobblehead night. The first 500 fans will get a bobblehead honoring Lil King, who's out on the field right now, blandishing a Corvallis Knights flag in celebration of the Knights taking game 1 on Starker Forest mini bat night before a crowd of 1,450. Good ball game. The Knights take game 1 5-3. We'll see you tomorrow night beginning at 6:25 with our pregame show. The Knights and the Portland Pickles. For Dale Hummel, for Evan Bach and Brian Thomas, this is Mike Parker thanking you for joining us at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Good ball game. The Knights prevail 5-3 over Portland. See you tomorrow night right back here on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. So long, everybody.